finally be time for LeBron James to retire. In his last 6 games, LeBron James is averaging under 17 points, 8.7 assists, and 7.5 rebounds per game. By the way, doesn't seem that bad, but when you take into account that LeBron James is shooting under 40% from the field and less than 10% from 3, and hasn't made a single three-pointer in his last 24 three-point attempts, it becomes a little shocking how poorly LeBron has been playing. For instance, take this air ball against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, my speculation isn't that LeBron James is magically washed, but I do think the fact that he's playing this volume of games at his age might be a little bit too much, and even his head coach says so.
We are measuring players. You can tell if a guy's running hot. I don't know that's in the best interest of him and us. If he does that, if he's feeling well, he should play, but we obviously manage that as best we can.
It's truly remarkable that our expectations of LeBron James are greater than this, especially considering the fact that he will be turning 40 years old this year. But LeBron James is experiencing one of the worst stretches of his career right now, so it's
There are moments in sports when everything freezes, when an entire arena suddenly feels like it's holding its breath, the noise fades, the lights seem brighter, and a legendary career is reduced to one fragile heartbeat. Every now and then, even the biggest icons are forced to face the one rival no one has ever defeated: time. Thursday night in Toronto delivered exactly that. Inside a building LeBron James has dominated for years, a place where he's broken hearts, stolen games, and walked out smiling far more times than the home crowd wants to remember, the unthinkable finally happened. The streak was over. The myth took its first crack. The king, the man who has bent basketball to his will for 2 decades, finished with just 8 points. But that's not what made the night unforgettable. It was the way LeBron let the streak end. The Lakers still pulled out a 123-120 win thanks to a cold-blooded game winner from Rui Hachimura, and on the very play where LeBron could have saved his historic streak, the NBA's all-time scoring leader and 4-time champion didn't do what most legends would do. He didn't force a shot, bully his way to the rim, or chase the moment. He made the same decision he's trusted for 23 years. He passed the ball.
Oh, wow. But yeah, homie went outside, man. He had to put it on Instagram stories. Like that's the thing about coming back. I talked about this in the context of LeBron, which is a different case, but once you decide to come back at this age, every year the odds of you going outside get higher and higher and higher. And like LeBron hanging out at the end of that game to try to make sure he got his double digits. Ooh. That wasn't going out.
Think about this streak for a second. 1,297 straight regular season games with at least 10 points. A run that began on January 5th, 2007, when George W. Bush was still president, the first iPhone hadn't been released yet, and half the players in the league today were still in school. This streak survived super teams, 2 lockouts, new rules, complete roster cycles, and basically the entire Marvel movie timeline. It lasted longer than Allen Iverson's entire career, and even outlived the full win total of the Charlotte Hornets. That's how insane it was. Yet, on Thursday night, none of that mattered. LeBron looked at the scoreboard, not the record book. Winning meant more than protecting history, and in that choice, you could finally feel the weight of his 40 years. The stat sheet told the truth before anyone else did. 4 for 17 shooting, 8 points, 11 assists, 4 blocks, and far more standing still than exploding to the rim. The fearless slasher who once tore through double teams like they were speed bumps looked human for a night. Mortal in a way fans aren't used to seeing. And while the league shook at the sight, it also revealed something deeper about where LeBron is now. A legend redefining what greatness looks like in real time. He kept missing shots he once hit effortlessly, jumpers falling short, drives looking stiff, turns around screens feeling heavy instead of explosive. He looked uncertain at the top of the key, almost second-guessing himself like his mind and body weren't aligned for once.
Some element of the basketball gods there in those final seconds, streak and all that, but you get a better pass. Rui's open in the corner. He ends up hitting the shot. Can you just take us through that sequence and how it results?
Just playing the game the right way. You always make the right play. That's just been my MO. That's how I was taught the game. I've Done that my whole career. There's not even 1 second guessing that. Once they doubled AR and the ball got swung to me, I know it's a numbers game. We got a 4-on-3 advantage, and I was just trying to put the ball on time, on target, and right in Rui's socket, in his shot pocket, and he knocked it down.
So you get the stop on the other end, no timeout, but Rui said in the walk-off that you communicated to him at some point. I don't know if you said, hey, I'm going to get you or get you the ball, or you get to it. What did you communicate? How did you do it in that amount of time with no timeout, no stop?
I wanted to put him in a payoff spot. You know, I looked over at their bench, and obviously we didn't want to call timeout. We had a good flow. You know, AR been cooking all night, and, you know, I started seeing our coach kind of, you know, telling, you know, Scotty Barnes to possibly double. So I wanted to keep Rui on the same side to be.
And honestly, the signs were there long before tip-off. LeBron had barely scraped his way to 10 points the game before. And earlier this season, he didn't score until late in the third quarter. So when the Lakers checked him back in with 5:23 left in Toronto, the moment carried two battles at once. The game in front of him and the legacy behind him. Then came the mid-range shot with 1 minute left. The look that could have saved the streak. It rimmed out. That was fate's final swing. And when the ball returned to him in the closing seconds, it felt like a perfect movie setup. The comeback bucket, the redemption moment, the heroic rewrite. But he didn't take it. He passed. He trusted Rui Hachimura. And when Rui's three splashed through the net, the streak disappeared the same way the years have. Quietly, steadily, and unstoppable. When the buzzers sounded, LeBron threw his arms up. Not for himself, but for the win. And when reporters asked what went through his mind as the streak ended, he didn't hesitate. None. We won. That line hit harder than any poster dunk. There was something cinematic about it. LeBron James is the NBA's all-time scoring leader, yet he's never lived like a pure scorer. His whole career has been a pushback against the old-school alpha or nothing mentality tied to the Jordan era. He's always made the right basketball play, even when the world begged him to chase the dramatic one. He's always valued the scoreboard over the stat sheet. That's why his streak ending on a game-winning assist feels so perfectly fitting. As Lakers coach JJ Redick said after the game, the basketball gods reward players who do it the right way. And on this night, that truth showed up as clearly as the final score.
The top 4 players in the history of basketball, I believe top 2. And I believe last night was a perfect example as of why that is. He's only been back for 6 games from the sciatica. Yeah. Clearly he's not 100%. He's only averaging about 14 a game, shooting about 41% from the field, 26% from the 3-point range. Who cares? Mm-hmm. The bottom line is that it's not an aberration what he's done. What LeBron James did last night is what he's typically done throughout his career. Remember, he came into the league. Even as great as he was, nobody was looking at him as some straight bona fide scorer like an MJ or Kobe. He was mentioned in the same breath as somebody like Magic because he was willing to make the right play. And last night, that was the right play. Give a damn about double-digit scoring or whatever. He could do that in his sleep. He made the right play, hit Hachimura in the corner. They win the game. The Lakers are a top 2 seed in the Western Conference. And the other thing that it shows, because Austin Reeves is averaging 29 a game. Yeah. Averaging 29 a game on better than 50% shooting. I mean, this is something to behold. And you know Luka doing his thing, averaging 35. The Lakers are a top 2 seed in the Western Conference right now and putting everybody on notice that they're going to have some say. Now, it ain't going to happen against OKC. That's when the walls close in and reality comes setting in. But against anybody else, the Lakers can do it. They can get to the Western Conference Finals. And it's because of plays like that, because you got LeBron James showing that he's willing to do what it takes to win, because winning is the priority.
ESPN's Brian Windhorst, the reporter who has followed LeBron since he was 16, said it best. We haven't really seen this from LeBron. This is the first time he's looked this old consistently, and the numbers back him up. Through 6 games, LeBron is averaging 14 points on 41.3% shooting, the lowest marks of his entire career. That's not a slump. That's the kind of warning sign legends hate to see. His injuries keep piling up too. Sciatica on the right side, arthritis in his left foot, a back that's endured more playoff minutes than anyone in NBA history, and constant soreness from carrying massive expectations for 2 decades. And history is unforgiving. Elite players rarely fade gently. They don't walk down the hill, they fall off the edge. When that cliff gets close, you don't hear it, you feel it. Thursday night felt like the breeze from that cliff brushing up against everything LeBron has built. But let's be clear, this isn't a farewell speech for LeBron James. He can still hang 30 on anyone who forgets who he is. He can still bully mismatches, run an offense like a mastermind, lock in when the lights shine brightest, and he'll probably start a brand new double-digit scoring streak the next time he steps on the court. But the inevitable isn't hiding anymore. You can see it. His contract ends after this season. The injuries aren't slowing down. His role is shifting. Less king, more wise general steering the squad. And for the first time anyone can remember, LeBron looks like a man who understands the finish line isn't a myth anymore. It's somewhere up ahead. The comparisons to Kareem, Kobe, and Shaq make sense. Every giant eventually bows to time. But LeBron's legacy isn't fading at all. It's already cemented. This is the same man whose off-court decisions sparked debate, yet on the court delivered nothing but excellence. 4 championships, 10 finals appearances, including 8 straight, and the all-time scoring record. One of the coldest passers ever, an all-time playoff killer, and a player who reshaped scoring, defense, rebounding, and playmaking more than almost anyone in NBA history. And Thursday night in Toronto, he added a new chapter. A reminder that even icons age, even legends feel time's cap on the shoulder. Old LeBron could have forced the shot, waved off the open man, saved the streak, grabbed the headline, and seized the moment like he's done countless times. Instead, he delivered a clean, calm, surgical dime to the corner and let Rui Hachimura become the hero. Jake LaRavia said it perfectly afterward. He's such an unselfish player. That's just who he is.